Welcome to the CFG Game Cast, episode number 144, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Fridays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love, give us a follow, a like, a comment, what have you on any podcast services out there, or go to our main website, freaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. We have the return of my cyborg, Lex. How are you doing?
Just cyborg things. It's been a week. It's been a freaking week. I got to play a few hours of Stray, which was delightful. I've been playing more Labyrinthine. I love the update that they came out with, and I had one of their social media people in my stream the other night, which was really cool, and we got to ask some questions because you use glow sticks, and we're like, are you guys going to bring in more colors? For more holidays, are you going to do more holiday events with the glow sticks and things like that? And so it was really cool to kind of like get some inside scoops and things. Apparently, it's very difficult to add other colors into said content, so I understand. So no rush, guys. Take your time for the purple glow sticks that I want. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Stray. It's really good. It made me cry, so that was the thing.
Did you beat it?
No, not yet. I'm near. Yeah, no. I can't say nothing. It's really good. I'm at a part where I'm not sure the direction that they're gonna go. Honestly, the game's kind of taken a turn. I'm like, what's about to happen? So I'm kind of in that like WTF stage. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, then I guess. But it's really good. I'm enjoying it a lot. And then other than that, waking up at 5 a.m. to take the kiddo to high school and then pick her up at 1. So that's been fun. And medical mysteries I've been this week. So that's also fun.
Yeah, that's a word I would describe. It's fun for all of that.
Delightful.
Jesus,
Yeah.
man. I actually have not touched Stray yet.
Really?
I'm gonna. Yeah. Well, I don't have. I think this is a game that I would play, but it would have to be a game that I would get for through the PlayStation subscription.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have the modern tier. I'm just still paying the base tier for it. So I can wait. I mean, there's so many different kinds of games I want to play. And Stray's a platform. I essentially call Stray like a platformer kind of game for the most part. And I'm not really. No,
I wouldn't say.
Not really.
I'm talking to someone who's a platform because I don't have a lot of depth perception. Your cat, obviously you're a cat, so you're jumping on things and figuring out like, can I go this way? Can I not go this way? Yes and no, because it's not like, oh, if I miss a step, I'm going to kill the cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can go this way and you have to press this button and great. And if you hold it down and there's multiple jumps, it will do those for you. But I wouldn't say it's an actual platformer because I'd be stuck on the first level if that was the case.
I would not consider it a play. I've done a little, we started it a little bit as a family. And that's one thing that my daughter was commenting on is how, you can't die. You can't, there's a boundary.
You can, but not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, yes. Sorry. You can't just like fall off or anything like that. So it's not an added thing that you could possibly do. I personally, I wouldn't consider it a platformer because of that.
Okay.
It's more, You get it.
They built
that's cool.
Being a cat into the video game, and just like modern houses, there are things where, and like houses have those little like spikes so birds can't land. A lot of the times you're stuck because you can't go there because there's spikes, right? And so you have to try to like make a puzzle in your mind of like, okay, where can I go as a cat? And it's interesting because for like an hour and a half, I was on the ground and I wasn't jumping up and like doing anything. I was like, wait a minute. I'm a fucking cat. Like, jump, stupid. Like, get up there. Get into it. Like, that's why you're missing puzzle pieces. And so, sometimes I forget I am a cat in this game and I should be going vertical. But yeah, no, it's definitely, I wouldn't call it a platformer because if that was the case, I couldn't play this game. But it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
Well, I am sorry that I offended anyone when I called it a platformer.
You're a terrible person.
Hey, but Lex.
Yes.
Do you know who's actually training to become the 2023 EVO champion?
I do. His name is?
The 5-star general of the itty Biddy, Smitty committee. I have Smitty on the third seat. What is going on, my dude?
Yo, it's been a heck of a week, and that's a little tease to what we're getting into today. Obviously, we had EVO 2022 happen out here. I had the opportunity to go out there this past Saturday, so got some interviews in, got to walk around on the floor and jibber jab with people and stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun. Gaming wise, I've been keeping it pretty chill. I grinded out the Solstice stuff. Got my shiny armor. I had the opportunity. Well, you were there last night too on stream, but played some Destiny 2 with Doc last night, so that was really cool getting that in. Other than that, though, I haven't really been doing. I've been bouncing around between multiverses a little bit. I've been kind of tired too, like my neck and back. Like my body was absolutely destroyed after and when I left that convention. So it had been a while.
Like, why was it that you were? Oh,
I'm old.
Now you're the old card.
No, so I had already actually tweaked my back the week before that in my neck, and then plus when I went up and met up with the girls and stuff like that, we were sleeping on an air mattress too. So like I think I kind of messed my neck up that way as well. And then I had to shoot last week, re-aggravated my injury, and then I'm carrying around gear and stuff like that to EVO, and again, going to those things and walking around and stuff, it's a lot of walking. So it just, by the time I was done, like I was just like, my body was absolutely destroyed. But it was good overall. I really enjoyed it. Again, like I said, we'll get into it here shortly. But all in all, pretty solid week. Pretty good.
We all
started school this week, like Lex said. Well,
you know what we need, guys, for when we go to conventions? They're called Clouds. It's a shoe brand, and there's also one called Brooks. But like nurses wear them for like 24-hour shifts and say that their feet don't hurt at all. You can go to Disneyland, walk 18 miles for 3 days straight, and your feet are good. So I think we need to, like, all three of us need to invest in those shoes for conventions.
Drop that
link. What I'm
link.
saying?
Yo, just every day. How about just for everyday walking?
You can do that too if you want to.
I can hardly find anything comfortable shoe wise. Like again, I have wide feet too, and I kind of feel like Davis does as well.
Too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You do as well. So we all know then and know that pain because like it's just constantly like pressure and it hurts. Like not a lot of my shoes fit well on me.
Especially if you have like really thin socks and then like your foot's getting most of that impact when you're walking and you're walking long distances and stuff. Yeah. And then if the terrain changes, this is one of the worst. So like when I was in EVO, when I went to E3 a couple years back, like I was going inside and outside the convention, and then there was on an elevation, and I was just like my legs were burning. It was really bad. It was like everything was hurting the second. So like I had to sit down for halfway and stuff, but it was crazy. So no, that's just the problem when you have flat feet, man. It's just so bad.
Yep.
Brutal.
But as for me though, like I've actually feeling a lot better. Last week was like a couple of things from the diverticulitis. And then this week, all my antibiotics are gone. I don't feel any pain. I feel great now. I mean, I'm actually surprised.
Don't forget that pain. Don't ever forget that pain.
Oh, dude, like.
You'll forget. And you'll mess it up again.
Do you know like when you eat something or you've eaten, like there's something that you like to eat and then you maybe ate too much and you may have like, something may have happened, like you threw up or something like that and you don't have a taste for it anymore?
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was because so when I had breakfast and then I had that stomach pain, I attribute it's
granola bars for me.
Yeah. It's like it may not be the cause of it, but like because it happened on its watch, I will never have that breakfast again. Like, it is now 86, and then it's like okay, cool, and then it made me not want to really order out as much anymore either.
Yeah.
So, but
that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that really isn't a bad thing. That was a good after effect actually. So like But yeah, I mean, my stomach still it still feels like it's still kind of churning, but it's not like bad. It's not hurting anymore, which is great.
That's
But
cool. Well, welcome to
yes.
the pretty girl tummy problems. That's what they call diverticulitis and, all celiacs. You got the pretty girl tummy virus. So welcome.
Great.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but I tried out the Dia Field Chronicles. The demo came out this week. If you don't know, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
It's a real-time strategy game from Squaresoft or Square Enix that came out. Really good. It's a free demo that's out now that you can try playing it. You can try playing. It's a real interesting system, and I was kind of on the fence if I wanted to get it, and I'm still kind of now, but I need something to play, so I think I'm probably going to pick it up. Then I was taking it pretty much easy. I didn't do any I'm streaming for Final Fantasy 9, which I really need to finish. It's like I'm at the end of I'm at the boss end right now. And then switch over to something else. Like maybe I was actually thinking about playing some Bayonetta since its 3's coming soon.
Nice.
But anyways, but no, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty chill. And also watch the Sandman, which, folks, I would have to say y'all need to watch.
Okay.
Y'all need to watch Sandman.
Can I please, Adam? Okay. So we started watching it, and he's like, "Okay, we'll watch 2 episodes a night." I'm like, I don't like that idea, but okay. And he's not been keeping his promise, and I'm getting kind of mad. And then he wonders why I go behind his back and I watch shows faster than him, and this is why. And he refuses to finish Stranger Things, and I just need somebody to talk to about it. I'm getting very upset.
Why is he not wanting to watch the Strangers?
I think I
what's
keep
holding him
asking
back?
him, and so he's being a jerk about it.
And
he's in a meeting, and I hear him laughing behind me. I'm pretty sure that they can hear me, and I don't care. But yeah, no, he's doing it. Yeah, you better shut your door. He's doing it with his boss is probably like, "What the fuck's going on?" No, he's doing it with Sandman, and I'm getting so frustrated. Like, if we don't finish it this weekend, you guys may not see Adam for a while.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, because it's just the same thing. This is the same thing with I haven't even started Westworld yet. I'm like, Scorp Kitty, come on.
Me neither.
Yeah, I haven't watched Westworld. I've only watched one episode of Westworld.
Same, dude. Haven't seen all of Umbrella Academy. But I just got to go ahead that I can. Well, I gave her a little more opportunity, so we'll see if you can catch up.
I straight up, when that came out, I was like, I have a bed day and I'm sick, so I'm watching
I watched
Umbrella
all
Academy.
of
He
it
comes
today,
in and he
yeah.
goes, "Oh, you're watching it without me?" I said, "You didn't even watch season 2. I don't give a shit what you say right now. Get out of
That's
here."
true. You can't even. You haven't even seen the second
You
season.
watched
Get out of
that
here. Get
without
out of
me
here.
Too. I
You
said,
have
"No, you fell
no
asleep."
leg in the race with
Right.
that. Yeah, he definitely has no leg in the race.
Had you watched it, and
Right.
then we were here,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, all right, yeah, bet. You put in the work. You put in the time. Nah, son,
Yeah.
too late.
No, exactly. You had your chance. You screwed it up. That's not my fault. So, yeah, no. This is why this is our only red flag in our relationship is watching shows. He gets so mad at me. I'm like, well, you should have sat down and come watch it. That's your fault.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Lex. Though that's pretty good self-control on the fact that you have not picked up. You've been wanting to watch the end of Stranger Things. It's been a month, and I'm just
I
wow.
watched it without him. I'm saying,
Oh, you did?
I
I thought you were waiting for him.
He's
Still,
all
I'm like,
season
wow.
behind.
Hell yeah.
Nah.
No. He's like at least
Or
2
2.
seasons behind on that. And I don't care anymore. I am not waiting. And he's like, well, I think I saw this part when I was asleep and you were watching. That's not my problem. Figure it out. You figure it out,
That's
mister.
hilarious. Hilarious.
And then don't get mad at me when
God.
I say, why haven't you watched it yet? Because you haven't watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure y'all don't want to be hearing Lex's Netflix and chill issues. So
He has too much chill. He falls asleep.
Yeah, let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry itself. And we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers, on twitch.tv/CFG Games to be a part of the conversation. So if it's something that you want to chime in about, by all means, just type it inside the chat. We would love to discuss it with you. It's really fun, really interactive, and really cool. So by all means, let's get this party started. So, Smitty, What are you bringing to the table?
You know what it is. EVO 2022 just actually happened out here in Las Vegas. And I had the opportunity, like I was saying, to go to it. And I had an absolute blast. Number one, let's take it back a little bit. We haven't had a live EVO since 2019. And then 2020, it got shut down. There was all kinds of stuff with the then was it the owner or the founder?
Co-founder.
Yes.
Okay, co-founder. Yeah, and there was all that stuff that went down. That EVO was completely canceled, and it was a wrap. And then we heard not too long after that, Sony came in, and they're actually. So this is the part that I'm kind of like. I remember they went in, and I can't remember if they're just like a big investor in it, or they actually bought it. And EVO,
yeah, they bought it.
Okay, so they bought it, and then they have partners that they work with and stuff like that.
Yes, they own like 85 or 90% of it. Then there's other investors that are in it.
Yeah,
but the other investors, like I think one of the investors was like Pokemon's production studios was one of them.
Okay,
and stuff. Yeah, so like so that's how that worked.
Yeah, they jointly acquired all of it.
Okay. And I know that, so like, so they came in, we had that news and whatnot. Then, and we spoke with Rick Thayer as well, who is he is now the general manager of EVO, and he did he's very involved and has been for years in like Combo Breaker and the fighting game community and stuff like that. So it was nice to see that, number one, they brought in somebody that's like legit from the actual fighting game community to come in and run this stuff and everything. And I gotta say, I felt like they did a really good job with what they had going on. There was a lot over there to do. I went around. Obviously, I always have to hit up Artist Alley because I'm a slut for art. And
did you buy it? Did you buy it?
Of course, I bought art, man. I did. I got Lizard Elsa I got her a My Hero poster, like a full class. I got her a T-shirt. I got myself a T-shirt, but they didn't have any more of my size, so I had to. So I'm still waiting for that to come. But and then a couple other. I can't remember exactly what it was. I have to look. I totally forgot about it.
You should have showed some of that stuff off. I didn't know.
I will get it. I'll try to find some time and I'll grab it because I completely forgot about it. But yeah, dude, it was like that was awesome. Doing that, they showcased obviously Street Fighter. Well, hold on. They had Street Fighter 6 there and whatnot, but I was gonna say they really took this. This was very much, not only is this one of the biggest fighting game tournaments in the world, but it's also a convention too. So they dropped a lot of spicy fighting game news during this time. We know that they are getting the season 2 of Guilty Gear Strive dropped here earlier this week. I had the pleasure of speaking with the esports manager and both their esports manager and I can't remember the other title of the guy. But Ryu and Junior from Arc System Works, they did Guilty Gear Strive. Here on video, that's Beloved and Kaizen Creed. They're working on the fighting game 5 Force Fighters. So it was a pleasure. We had him on LAN party, so I actually got to, it was nice to be able to actually speak with him and see him in person and actually meet him. So that was really dope there. Overall, I mean, there was just a lot, and there's something different to me about fighting game, like just the fighting game community in general. Like these matches, dude, get so freaking hype, man. And like people know, because like anyone could pick up some sticks and learn how to play these games and stuff like that. Whether you're casual or you're working at a pro level, like the relatability of fighting games is so strong, and it's such it's super competitive too, especially when you get up there. But as a casual, I know what they're talking about. I know these characters. I know these moves. So they're like, it really is for everybody. And you just really felt the energy down there, while I was down there speaking with people, meeting people. I saw, there's a lot of times where I'll just like kind of sit around and listen. I saw these two dudes talking, and they ended up introducing themselves and whatnot. One dude was like a developer. The other guy was playing and stuff like that. So just seeing those connections happening. Again, they were very, it was mask on while you were inside, as well as proof of vaccination, or I think a 24-hour
Nice.
negative
Yeah.
test. So they were,
Okay.
they had all those safety measures in place.
Oh, wait, so you had to wear a mask? You had to wear a mask inside?
Yes, inside, everybody was masked up. Like, I did not see a single person not wearing a mask. Like that, people took it very seriously. And again, it's people didn't, they're respecting the rules, and they're there. Like, I felt like it was a good time. I would have loved to have, and I didn't get a chance to go to like the after party and stuff like that. But it was good. Our girl Flexus, she was out there. She got to hop on the PlayStation, had this like like studio booth that they were doing live streams from. Something that was really, really impressive to me as well. If you did, because this was also being streamed, people were really complaining about the ad frequency that was happening during EVO. There were a ton.
That wasn't really Evil's fault, though, overall.
Yeah,
but
that's
well, you know what? You know what? Rick said, "I don't care." Rick literally tweeted and directly addressed it and was like, "Yo, I hear what you guys are saying. I'm speaking to the people now to decrease the frequency of advertising," and he made it happen, yo. So
he did. Wow,
absolutely. I don't even know what he did, but he made that.
Okay.
He made that happen. Huh?
Can I talk to somebody? Because I've turned
my
ads off and they still come up.
No, I don't even know
the
how.
difference between Rick and the difference between you is that because Evo had 8 Twitch channels going at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, and there. Yeah, and when they were because by default, because what sucks is that if you sit there and you just let it run, then it's like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, it's an ad break. But what's worse is that since they are a verified, they're a partner. Those ad breaks are not aren't 3 commercials.
Right.
It's like 5 or 9 commercials.
And they were saying it was the same rotation too.
Well, and if that's the case, they're missing a lot of information too when that happens, which sucks.
Yeah.
You as the person who's streaming don't get notified like, hey, there's gonna be 10 minutes of commercials now. Merry Christmas,
Right.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, I'm glad they fixed it.
No, I'm actually so glad that they did, because I didn't even think about that. Because like in the finals tournament, they didn't. There was no interruptions, if I remember correctly. There was no interruptions on the stream. If anyone else has checked it out too, but like, yeah, no, that's good for them on that.
He's straight up, dude. He addressed it directly on Twitter. You know what I mean? It's like not a lot of people would go out and say that and take that head on and say, hey, yeah. Hey, we see that. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make these changes. So there's people complaining. Overall, I thought this was a success. It was their first year, so they're kind of also trying to ease back into it and stuff like that. So the tournaments were awesome. You had all kinds of amazing epic matches that happened there. I missed a lot of it. Again, I wasn't there Friday. I was only there a little bit Saturday, and then I didn't get a chance to get over there Sunday either. So I only have like a very fragmented view of what EVO was about, especially to that community. But I've always been no matter what, I always feel very welcomed in the fighting game community, even though I am a scrub-a-dub and hardly even, but it just definitely got me wanting to play more fighting games again too. It's like, that is one of my main things I used to play growing up. I don't know why I stopped playing. I guess it becomes so intimidating for me because people get so good so fast.
That's the story of fighting games lives. Is like, the problem is with fighting games is that when you want to introduce like, a casual in it, they feel like they feel like they get felt behind, and it's like, what's the point of even me trying to play when you're playing these guys that are like no frame data and stuff to a T, so
right.
So yeah, so they're trying to make it introduce introduce like casuals to play and stuff like that. But eventually, just people will learn how to play. Will learn how to break the game. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Also, I just wanted to quickly, there were some other drops as well. We got an old and an old returning character and a new character for Street Fighter 6 that they dropped as well. We had, I don't know if anybody saw that Tekken
Everyone
video.
was confused on the Tekken video.
I don't know if they were announcing a remake. I don't know if that was an announcement for Tekken 8, but it is something with Tekken. And
I'm not really even sure, like, because it's out, like the video starts off about Tekken regional or the Tekken championships for this year, and then they did a bonus saying "get ready." That's all it says at the end of it was "get ready," and I'm like, okay, so. Are you saying to get ready for Tekken 8? Are we saying that it's going to be like get ready for what? Because this is the vaguest that you have ever said in Tekken. Because Tekken is technically, Tekken 7 is literally the oldest video game on the main roster for EVO. It's because it originally came in 2015. I want to say 2015.
That's crazy.
Then the console. Yeah, then the console version took 2 years, so it came in on consoles 2017, and then we've been been playing the same Tekken ever since. It's very, very, very weird. So, but hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we'll see what that means. But yeah, okay. Sorry.
I would love to see. Sorry, go ahead, Lex.
No, I mean, I loved fighting games. I mean, it was kind of one of those, like, I'm really also good at air hockey, and so it was one of those little secrets I would keep in my pocket, and at a party, and they're playing Injustice, like, oh yeah, I kind of play this game, and then there's a line to play me afterwards because I'm beating everybody. Yeah, so I absolutely love fighting games. I can't with controllers. I know I need a hitbox. Yeah. But what is I'm sorry, if you're advertising for something, that get ready for what? I have so many questions. Opie Hardy, when she stood in the hallway, she's like, get ready for what? Someone gonna come and beat me up? No, I get it, sort of, but then I don't. I'm like, oh, there's gonna be like another thing. No, I don't.
It would be very disappointing if they try to do a remake. I think that would be so disappointing to the fans and the players and the community that plays Tekken, as opposed to giving them, because everything else so far too within the cycle too have dropped new games or at least giving them news in development, whatever. To do this and then be like, here's a remake of Tekken 1. I'm like,
no, I don't think they would do that. I don't think they're gonna do that. No, they're just gonna. Just going to introduce more characters and, like, what they do, bring the olds and the new ones, the oldies and the new, mix with the new in for the next version. But it's just the presentation for Tekken, for the Tekken announcement, kind of came with a giant, everyone at the same time unilaterally had a giant question mark over their heads, like in Metal Gear Solid or something. Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, so
with three dots.
Yeah, with three dots, So it's crazy. Did you get a chance to play Street Fighter 6, or did you were you able to?
I did not. There was a line. There was a monster line for it.
I saw the line online.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I wonder.
I didn't even think about it.
You probably didn't even
have
have time.
Do you know who I am?
So
I am Ryan. I am Smitty. That's right, the Smitty. Yeah, in that kind of situation, they'll be like,
"Oh, I would never do that."
They part the ways
Number
with
one,
you.
I was working. No, you were right the first time. I was working. I was Ryan there. I was not Smitty there. I was Ryan.
Yeah,
but
he's like, you got me.
I could be both. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was in official capacity working. So yeah, I try not to mix the two or mix the things together. Like me, myself, and well, this is getting weird. Hold on. Never mind.
Oh, love it.
Myself there.
It's getting weird. It always gets weird. That's the point.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh no.
don't know where I'm going with this.
Fatal Fury was announced. I know. I had to stop myself. That's a hard stop there. Fatal Fury as well. So it was nice seeing things. It was just good being out there. It was a lot of fun. I felt like this was a success, and I feel like this is definitely a jumping off point for them to then build off of for the next years to come. So bravo to the work that they did and bring this back. Great having the fighting game community out here in Las Vegas. It was good stuff. It was good stuff.
I just think the couple of things that just need to do, like, it's kind of weird that Sony owns, like, I was expecting to see a lot more, Sony, brand stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they're using the Sony PlayStation 4, that's another weird thing. They were using PS4s. Why weren't they using PS5s? Or anything like that for some of their games. Like,
a lot of them games aren't on PS5.
Nothing's
Guilty Gear,
on the
King
PS5
of Fighters.
yet.
Yeah. No, Guilty Gear Strive, King of Fighters is what came out is on PS5. They are opening day PS5 games, and then I was just wondering, like, what? Yeah, damn man.
People have it to play it. Can you imagine them having to? Would you have to play with a PS5 controller?
No,
probably.
you
And a lot
use
of
a fight
people
stick.
bring their own controllers for those.
They have Brooks.
Yeah,
no, for people that they use Brooks converters. They also have fight sticks, and then fight sticks are usually backwards compatible towards all of this stuff. So like, there's so if someone is used to a PS4 controller, all they need to use is just a Brooks converter to for it to work, and it doesn't matter because a PS4 controller works on a PS5. So it does it.
Not on PS5 games though.
Yeah,
it doesn't work on PS5 games. No,
I mean, nope. I got the PS5 with very little.
No, for a fact, I literally just ran into that issue the other day. I couldn't play because it says cannot use PS4 or something. I'm paraphrasing, but yes, you can use it on a PS5 with PS4 games.
Okay, yes. So you mean a raw controller?
Work with a PS5 game, it's weird.
But if you have a Brooks power converter, you could. Because that's one thing you don't. I don't know if you know what a Brooks power converter is, but it's a converter that allows you to play different.
I don't even know what that is. Yeah,
that's what it's. Yeah, it's like you just plug it into the controller, and then you plug it into the device you want it to play on. Then it will recognize it as a PS5 or a PS4 or whatever. So yeah. But that's. I mean, I was just wondering about that, or their monitors, because the new thing that Sony's introduced in this at EVO was that they're going more on gaming gear on PC side, because there was a gaming monitor that they have, and I think the new their brand is called Endzone or something like that. And they had these really nice monitors and stuff like that. So I that was the only thing I was just wondering about. But like, maybe it's just because this is the first year. But no. But it's always fun seeing EVO at a live event, and I'm really glad that they took everything seriously to make sure everyone was all right and stuff. So just it's like sitting in stressful meeting. Here's Lex randomly start yelling about me. Have boss and coworkers ask if everything is okay.
Wow.
Don't worry.
Now I'm in trouble. Sorry, Stephanie.
You're just getting shat on over here. That's it.
Oh wow. He's like, just like,
I'm so sorry, babe.
There you go.
Well,
that's cool. Maybe next year
it was a great experience. It was awesome. It was good to have EVO back. It was good to have EVO back, and I'm glad. I'd love to be able to participate more with it. I just love the fighting game community. There is so much fun. There is a lot of great people throughout. So,
Smitty, I think we should definitely should definitely do. I'll definitely do a trip in Vegas next year. I just didn't think it would be good to do it this year because of the traveling, and I got sick and stuff. So, but no, definitely that'd be kind of cool if we could do like a live show there. That would be awesome. That would be kind of awesome to do.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, dude, I got some connects.
I live here. So
yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I know that's what I'm saying.
Hey, and I'll come.
I'm like, hey, Rick, who do I need to talk to? Make it happen, buddy.
Rick. Can I be friends with you? Hey, Rick, come on, Rick, let's go.
Yeah, we can see about you. We can see about having him on the show, getting him on this show.
Yeah, it's like, hey Rick, come on, let's go. So we'll be all set.
What?
We'll be all
What is that,
set.
Mickey Mouse China?
No, it isn't what said it reminds me of. Oh, yeah. So there you go. Possible live show 2023 EVO CFG Game Cast. So there you go. Was Lucas with you, or was it just you?
Yes, we'll make it happen.
Was Lucas with you, or was it
he
just
had a
you?
bit of a cough. He was feeling fine, but he didn't want to. Did you just say the same thing twice?
Oh, I thought you didn't hear me the first time.
You
Oh,
okay there, bud?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It cut out.
he heard
It cut
you.
out when I said.
Okay. I was like,
Davis is a little like sketchy on my end, so I don't know if that's a.
I've noticed that. Yeah, your thing is kind of going. Anyway,
crazy.
What was the question? Yeah, a little bit. It's kind of getting wonky, but I also see that my thing keeps dipping into the red, and I don't know why. But yes, it is storming. It's been like it was crazy. It's been storming for like the last 3 weeks out here. Like I don't remember the last time.
To be honest with you, it needs to storm for a month to keep up with y'all's water. The water inside that hill over there for that lake.
Yo.
So there you go.
Yeah.
But I asked if
there was literally Death Valley flooded. Sorry, I'm done. I'll shut up. EVO was good. Loved it.
Yeah, it's okay. Cool. All right. So let's go on real quick. So it's gonna be my topic next, and I wanted to talk about a interesting scenario that's happening between Microsoft and Sony, which is funny to me, but I really can't blame Microsoft to be kind of pissed off about it. So I got the article from Kotaku, which I got it from The Verge. Sorry, that's a lie. From Tom Warren. Basically, Microsoft is calling Sony out for them blocking rights to games to be kept off of Xbox Game Pass. So essentially, here's what's happening. So there is down in Brazil, there was they were showing documentation of that it's perfectly fine. There's no documentation that's allowing a company to be doing this kind of these kind of things. So what happened was that Sony was disputing Sony wasn't disputing, but Microsoft was disputing Sony, saying that that Sony themselves pays for blocking rights to stop the developers from adding their content on the Game Pass itself. Meaning, there's not going to be a day one or a version of it where people can just go and pick it up then and there with no issues. So the complaint is saying that what Microsoft says, and they quote, that Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been hampered by Sony's desire to inhibit such growth by this. Now, what they were talking about is that there's a back and forth that's going on with Call of Duty, because Call of Duty, Sony is saying that this is that Call of Duty is like a vital part. It's a vital piece of a game that is would be an unfair wager for them to be put on their Game Pass platform, since if you pay for Game Pass you get the game for free. So Microsoft's coming back. Is coming back, and they're just saying they're saying, well, that's a weird thing, because I mean we're eventually going to own this game on our platform probably in a year or so, if everything goes approved correctly and stuff. But overall, it just seems like I just find it funny that Microsoft themselves is just kind of throwing Sony under the bus of what they're doing. Now, in my opinion, how things are going, how this is going, that if they're able to do that kind of stuff, yeah, it's a dick move for Sony. But at the same time, Sony is probably thinking they're just doing what they can to kind of be like, hey, we don't want you to go with Microsoft, but here's the alternative. Come to us. Just come to us. Pay the $60 plus the extra bonuses and stuff like that to you and things like that. But I'm just like, wow, this is This is interesting that they just flat out called them out on their BS. So, I mean, I have no say in it. I guess business is business. If they're willing to do it, then let them then do it, I guess. But man, whatever. What do y'all think? How this is on this? Like, is it fair, or do you think it's? Do y'all care, or what? Well, like, what do y'all think?
Okay, so blocking rights, huh? I didn't know that was a thing. Here's okay. Wouldn't that fall under monopoly laws? Obviously Brazil doesn't have the same, statute of laws that we have, but that feels like that would fall under like the monopoly law, right? Or
You would
I
have to own the company itself
Mhm.
for them to do it. Sony has exclusivity rights to Call of Duty right now. So they
Right. And I
yeah.
understand that.
So no, it wouldn't be a
Huh.
monopoly law for, in this case, for a specific game. But they are calling them out
Okay.
theoretically for other things, like just in general. That's what their practice is. So, but they don't tell you exactly what
Well,
exactly they're doing it for.
okay. So even if it's not a monopoly, you have a right to offer the consumers a product that you have. So the whole blocking rights is kind of and obviously this is in a different country, so the laws are obviously not the same as they are here. But here I feel like you have a right to bring your product to a consumer, and that would be prohibiting it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It seems really sketchy. I'm glad they called them out on it. And I mean, Sony's going through a class action lawsuit right now too, on top of this. So and
They
they're
are for what?
oh yeah, oh that's a whole thing. I'm gonna save that till next week. So um, because it's some gossip. Okay, it's some dirty gossip. But I just find that interesting that they would turn around and block. I That just seems real shady to me, man. That seems real shady, and I don't think in the U.S. you would have the ability to do that because of the laws that are in place. You know what I'm saying? So, oh man, I don't know. It just seems shady
Is
to
it
me.
shady though? But is it shady if they're able to, like? I can understand if they were doing it like, under the table kind of situation, but they weren't. They were just blatant about it, like straight in. I mean, is that the game or is
Yeah,
that business? I mean, like, are you like hate the player, not the game kind of situation, or like
yeah.
what would that be though?
I
I'm
I
sorry.
guess so.
Yeah, that's
Go
what I'm
ahead.
saying. Like, it's not really underhanded, but it's kind of dick. It's still dickish.
So
I
and
mean,
these are coming
I concur.
from basically I'm not 100% sure what it's called, but like they have these like almost like advisory meetings with these, especially with an acquisition this big. So they're talking to other people about it. Now, typically these records and this information is sealed. I don't know that any party gets to know what the other party said. However, in Brazil, that is not the case. That is the only reason that all this information about this has come out. It is coming out of the Brazilian government or the
Wow.
Brazilian side of this, because they do not have the same laws and things that protect that stuff in other countries.
Wait, I have a
Okay.
question. So,
okay.
so you're saying the only reason we know about this is because it's happening in Brazil? Because if it was happening here, the only way we would hear about it is if Sony or
No,
Microsoft
it
directly leaked
happened.
it?
It's happened in multiple places. It's
Oh.
only coming out of Brazil though, because Brazil does not have any kind of anything
Oh.
preventing
They
that
don't have a shut up
information
law.
from. It's not. Yeah,
Got
exactly.
it.
Basically, so that stuff happens behind closed doors.
Okay, so
Essentially.
the window itself is being peeked over through Brazil's side, but it's really happening all
Mm-hmm.
over the place. Okay, I get you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So this is more of a they are speaking to other companies about that acquisition between Microsoft and Activision, and Sony saying basically what Sony's complaint is that Call of Duty is so freaking powerful that they can sway that franchise can sway consumers to a console. That is a legitimate claim. I
It is a
personally
legitimate claim.
believe
I
that
mean,
is
yeah.
it is a legitimate claim. But again, so that is what so Sony's saying, well, I don't think that excuse me, if it's that would be right, because then with them Microsoft owning it, then they're going to have that sway with Call of Duty. However, Microsoft has not said anything about there being any kind of exclusivity on the Call of Duty series. My understanding, not yet.
They're still honoring the contract that they did with Sony for it. That's why for right now. So we'll see.
Right. So this is Sony's concern with them getting that. Basically, it's what it comes to. Microsoft, again, I don't know if this is just this again coming out of Brazil, because they're having these talks, had their claims now, and I don't even know why there's a counterclaim in this, because this is about Microsoft picking up Activision. This doesn't have shit to do with Sony, but it also Microsoft's like, yo, but they are selling blocking rights. They are paying people not to come to Game Pass. And for me, I'm like, what else are they going to do?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying too. Because, in a way, for instance, I'm pretty sure that was the same situation of what happened to Stray. Remember, because Stray was an exclusive day one for PlayStation. When they did it, yeah. But in my mind, I'm thinking. But because my mentality was we knew that there was this you remember when Microsoft decided to say, I'm going to open my wallet and just gobble up as many giant developers as I can. And then I'm like, okay, so when you're going to do something like that, you're basically saying, oh, okay, so Activision's library is gone from all of the consoles except for PC and Xbox. Oh, Obsidian, what's it called? Bethesda. All these giant companies are going to be gone on all systems to go to a one-stop shop kind of play situation. So my whole thing was when Sony was saying this is what they were doing to avoid you to go on Game Pass to do this, I was like, I'm not surprised. I was just like, okay, let them go. They're doing what they need to do to survive towards all of this.
With Game Pass, that is how they are competing with Game Pass. I'm just going to buy you out. I'm just gonna buy you out. I will give you X amount of dollars. You name the price. God. Don't you touch Game Pass. Don't you touch it.
So I guess the class action lawsuit, I feel might actually tie into this. So I was going to talk about the whole thing next week, but essentially Sony is being sued for a class action lawsuit because they are selling consoles, and Smitty, Davis, you guys probably will have this issue down the line, console crashes and shutdown defects that they are well aware of, and they continue to sell these models. So they're probably losing money right now as it is. And so it's turning around and putting in that blocking right. Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense to me. They're losing money.
Down? The console shutting down?
PlayStation 5, yeah. So the PlayStation 5 has a known defect. The company knew about it, and there's evidence to support that they knew about this. So if it kicks you from the game and you lose your whole what's the word I'm looking for?
Your save.
Thank you. You lose your save file, essentially. So it'll crash. You'll go back in, and let's say you had 10 hours on this game and you'd saved, it's gone. It's kind of like, when oh my God, I swear my brain's dead lately.
I haven't really experienced it yet myself. Have you experienced that, Smitty? Did you lose game data before? A game data loss when you were playing on your
PS4. I did. It happened all the time on my PS4 where my stuff would get corrupted. I have not experienced that on the PS5. The only thing I've experienced with PS5 has been my freaking my Joy-Con drift, dude.
Yeah,
so
they fixed
annoying.
It. They
so
fixed
annoying.
It,
so
the first gen controllers. Yeah. The first gen controllers didn't have the drifting issue, but they fixed it. Yeah, it was a hardware defect. Zakara.
Yeah. Well, this is a hardware defect. So basically, what the lawsuit states is, despite the knowledge of console defects, the defendant failed to and continues to fail to disclose the defect to consumers prior to them purchasing the PS5, nor has the defendant taken any substantial action to remedy the problem. Because this isn't just we can do a software update and it'll fix it. No. You would have to return your PlayStation 5 and be without it for X amount of months or whatever if they sent you a new one or they refurbished yours, right? So that makes sense. They're going to lose a ton of money on this class action lawsuit. The smart move for them was to block Microsoft. So it kind of makes sense to me right now in
I
their
didn't
whole
even
scheme
know
of
that there was
things.
an issue.
Oh yeah, and
Like at all.
this is gonna be a huge issue. So I saw it on like the actual news, and I don't ever watch the news. I got sent a clip. They're like, "Did you hear about this?" I was like, "Oh, let me do some digging," and I'm still digging. So I have stuff because there have also been some leaks from the court documents for that. So I'm trying to get a hold of those so that I can be like, "Well, look at
If
this. We're all
Xbox 3,
professional."
the way I look at it, is if Xbox 360 got away with it, I mean, the
The circle
PlayStation,
of death
they
was the
don't do
worst.
that.
When I worked at
The red
Circuit,
lights,
people
yeah,
would bring it
that
in.
was
They're
so
like, "I got
bad.
the circle of death." I'm like, "I can't fix this. I fixed your PC, not your game console. I'm sorry, I can't
Yeah,
help
that was
you."
a
Oh, and
nightmare
you
kind
wouldn't
of deal.
refund people either?
No. If they brought in a console, these are people like off the street who didn't purchase the console through Circuit City, and they're bringing it to FireDog, and they're like, "Hey, I've had this for a year and a half, and I got the circle of death. Can you fix it?" No, I can't, because then anything that Microsoft would have done on their end is then null and void if I touch it, right? That's number one.
Oh.
Two, we didn't have a fix for it. We were able to, and this was just somebody in our shop that worked with under the FireDog technician list. He got the ring of death, and he brought it in, and he and I took that sucker apart, and we ended up fixing it for about 6 months, and then it did it again. But it wasn't a permanent fix, so we couldn't offer it to the public because, again, we're screwing up if on Microsoft's end, if they could go in and get a new one or get it, you know what I'm saying? So we couldn't do that because it messed up the line of, how you proceed and talking to a company when your product that worked fine then just doesn't. So, I don't know, man. It's sketchy, but also, I don't know.
I just think that they're doing what they got to do to survive, and then I don't think it to a point that it's like you're dipping. Like, it's not like they're doing nefarious things to cripple Microsoft. They're just trying to get the edge of what they're working with in situations.
I will
Because
pay you more money.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's that's essentially what they did. I mean, like, it's kind of like when Activision bought when Sony decided to go to Activision and say, we want exclusivity with Call of Duty. Here is bag of money. We want you to make it only on our system, and we don't want you to put it on anything else. It's not like that they were doing them a favor. They were paid. They were probably paid incredibly handsomely for that contract, or for them to do it, and then for them to do it. So, like, I'd say, I would probably just say for Microsoft to really stop whining, because, like, in this case, in my opinion, Microsoft is going to have the next several years in the near future with, if they do everything correctly with these studios, to be like, we shouldn't even care. We should not even cared about this to this level.
Yeah.
We are literally just peeking through a window into what typically probably happens. And this was never probably meant for our eyes. However, through the circumstances, we get to take a little peek. And I love seeing these kinds of things and how those inner workings. Yeah, exactly.
No, the window's open this much, and someone moved the blinds so we could, spyglass in. No,
Brazil said, "Come on in.
Come on in. We don't have them shut up laws. Get in here. Come on. What happened? Yeah. No, I find it interesting. And I mean, of course, stuff like this happens behind closed doors all the time, and we just don't hear about it, So you got to do what you got to do, man. And capitalism, right?
Capitalism.
Tourism.
It's so freaking hilarious. But yeah, that's just how it is, man. Like, so we'll see. We'll definitely see. Lex, why don't you close this out? What are you bringing to the table?
Will do. Well, I'm glad Dust is here, because a game he and I have been we've been itching to see more of this game. Nightingale early access launch was pushed back to 2023, and I'm really sad about it. So if you haven't seen the videos of what this looks like, this is like Dust's ideal world living situation, IRL and in-game. It's very steampunk Victorian first-person survival action game. it was supposed to hit early access, I believe, in like the next couple of weeks. But then we got news that they're pushing it back. So what happened? Great question. Let me answer that for you. And thank you for asking it, boys. So they posted to Twitter. The company is called Inflection. Stop laughing at me. It explains that they delayed the launch for 2 reasons. And I accept this reasoning, all right? I don't know about y'all. 1, migrating the game to Real Engine 5. 2, it needs extra time to ensure it's polished and packed with content before players can begin testing it out. Now, right. So here's the thing. They were pretty much done with the game. So, but then Unreal Engine said, oh, we're going to upgrade. And they said, well, shoot, why would we put this game out to then redo it and then offer it again to our audience after they've already been playing it, right?
But they should have known that, though. I mean, it's been in Unreal Engine was accessible to developers or anybody really since like, cause I downloaded it like a year and a half ago, something like that, maybe 2 years. And I imagine they would have extra access, right?
There's been an upgrade to it. So I
So they're upscaling it because of the more version, the more recent version of it.
So I'll read the whole statement. The movie
sorry.
It's okay. On 2 considerations. The first is an upgrade to Real Engine 5. After reviewing the potential of Unreal Engine 5 that it has to offer, we decided on upgrading now rather than waiting until after the release. Secondly, Inflection Games is committed to delivering the best possible experience and fulfilling the promise of what Nightingale's universe of realms has to offer players. To achieve that, the additional time will allow the team to make key improvements, bolster content, and polish gameplay. In the coming weeks, you'll see more game and development updates from the team. Until then, we thank you for your continued support and enthusiasm for what we're making. It may take a little longer for the mystical Fae portals to open, but we appreciate you taking this journey with us. Shut up and take my money. If you guys didn't see it, this debuted at the Game Awards in 2021.
Yes.
And I've seen commercials for it, and it'll be on late at night. And I'm about to change the TV to Star Trek to fall asleep to, and I will see a commercial for it. And on my 50-inch in my bedroom, it's like I'm being sucked into a portal, and I love it. And I can't wait for this game. The cat also enjoys watching this commercial. I must say, she freaks out and like jumps at the TV. But it's basically like your Victorian era and different portals. You could be fighting dinosaurs, and then you could be fighting Fae with horns and 5 legs. You never know. And it just looks really cool. And like oh man, I can't wait. And you make realm cards and you do all this cool stuff. And I'm so excited. I'm sad it got delayed because I may have put in to be an early access person and I may have gotten a thumbs up. And now I'm a little sad about it, but that's okay. I will happily wait. And I appreciate it that they realized, you know what? We're basically done and we could release this. But now Unreal Engine has put out new possibilities for our game. And instead of having our customer fan base not buy the game just once, but twice, let's just go ahead. Let's stop what we're doing. Let's go back to the drawing board and make it what it could be, right? Like let's give it its full potential. And I appreciate that. So I was curious what you guys thought.
Wait, I'm sorry. When was this first? This was last year that it was first announced?
They showed clips of it.
They showed it.
At the Game Awards in 2021. They debuted it. And at that point, it was kind of hinted that it was pretty much almost done, right?
Has this had a beta period?
It was going to, and now they pushed it back.
Because I was like, I definitely signed up for beta. For this game. I remember, dude.
I told
this has been on my,
Yep, because we were gonna play
this has
together.
been on the list. Yeah.
Signed us up too.
Yeah.
And I got the, you know what? As soon as we get the beta out, you're welcome. Here you go. I was like, sweet. And then I saw that today. I went, oh no, my little heart. But you know what? If you're gonna give me something even better than what I was already hoping for, this is the one game I can tell you that I have expectations for. I know, and I say this all the time. Don't have great expectations and you won't get great fails in life, right? Nope, don't care. This is the one game where I'm like, I know what to expect and I'm excited.
Do you remember when like I was saying, like I was bitching about the fact when a game is get all the next gen games or more recent games are just upscaling from the previous generation to the next gen kind of thing. I think like what they're doing here is exactly what would want them to do in this circumstance, because like even though there's going to be a longer delay of what you're wanting to see on this game, especially the expectations of what you're expecting this game to be. I like the fact that they had the foresight to say, wow, okay, so I mean, remember when they introduced the new engine of the new graphics engine that they were using? They weren't using it at the time, but now it's out. They're like, okay, and it's been a bit, so now they had time to mess around with it. And they're like, hey, we can make this look even better. It's like, okay, hell yeah, okay, let's do it. And
I'm so skeptic on that, dude.
Yeah,
but here's the deal, because like, dude, this is only coming now. This announcement could have come a year ago. It could have come. I don't know how long they've been in development with this, but there's no way in hell that we found about an Unreal Engine 5 before developers did. And they've had that, and they've had that out there. We've had test things there. People have been putting stuff out there. They could have made this decision. Again, I will applaud the fact that they're doing that and we're getting this next gen stuff. But I feel like there was, and you know, maybe that has to do with the pandemic and where people were with the pandemic. So they didn't say, you know what, we're just going to go because things were crazy. There were chip shortages. There's this and that. So like the decisions are different, but it's like, they could have
the benefits of the doubt that this game has taken years. Like, I mean, to a point that maybe like even by the time that they were, the reason why they decided to go with the version of Unreal that they were at, that 5 wasn't available. I'm thinking that this game could have been like 4 or 5 years in the making. I don't know, but officially, but I'm just assuming that for them to do it to do a change like that.
Wait. So as far as I know, when it was debuted at the Game Awards in 2021, the game was pretty much ready to go. It just needed that little final bow tie off on it to then have the beta testers. So what it seemed like is they were basically done with the game. They were just doing little minor tweaks here and there and going in, right? And then Unreal Engine 5 was like, hello, I'm here. And then, you know, maybe they're like, shoot, the potential though. And, you know, and here's the thing though, we've talked about how annoying it is that games are coming out right now and they're just going to be remade and remastered, right? To then be available for the PS5 to be at that full potential. And here we have a game who has said, we're going to full stop. We're going to make this as best as it can be so that you get the best experience, right? And
I think the worst case scenario would be like if they did, because like the worst case scenario would have been they release the game and then they release like a 7 months or 8 months in the future, they'll release a upscaled version of the game with Unreal 5 and all this nonsense that they're going to have to do anyways eventually. And if they're going to shoot 2 birds with 1 stone, I'd rather just have them do what they're doing.
But I mean, my thing is, but here's the thing though, if this game has already been in development, right? And you're saying this is before Unreal Engine 4, and then they say, so they could have released it. So then you're saying that this game was built for last gen consoles and whatever PC wise. So you're telling me you're saying then that because and I understand that and I totally get that. But I'm saying is if that's how they developed it and shit like that, then they could have at least gotten in there and then added that as so. Like, I mean, no, I get what you're saying.
You know
I see what you're saying.
It's like it's kind of like what they did with because like my worst fear is that you buy the game and then they'll do the same bullshit of like saying, oh well, next gen you're going to have to pay something to jack up to boost up to what you're wanting to get to its full quality.
Then why announce last year then? Because Unreal Engine 5 was already out. So why even announce that this is coming out to then have to delay later? They could have already, because it was already out. There had to have been tests and things that they've seen of Unreal Engine 5. You know what I mean? So it's just like I guess I just don't understand. Like,
I think it's like it wasn't I don't think it was an immediate switch for them to do it. Maybe they were planning on releasing it, and then maybe they had that meeting. They were like saying, "Well, we've been messing with 5. We know how 5 works, and we're like, oh, we can make this even better of a look of a game." But the downside is so and so.
They already had that access.
Like, okay.
So why announce it then if you've already
I don't know.
you've already gotten to going? Why not make the decision earlier on, I guess is I guess for me is a timing
Maybe
on
it's
that.
hindsight, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even
Yeah.
I would love to know how that process. Again, I think it's great that they're doing that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, hey, take your time, do the things, don't rush it.
Well,
It just
wait.
seems weird.
So, but Unreal Engine 5 was only available as far as of April 5th, 2022. So let's just
No.
yes. Let's
Unreal
just
Engine 5?
Unreal Engine 5. Unreal Engine 4 was available before that.
No. So Unreal Engine 5 was available in beta for sure. Because I had it.
Because it says
It was
April
officially
5th,
released.
2022. The wait is over. We're very excited to announce
Right.
Unreal Engine 5 is now available to download as of this year. So
Like open to everybody.
yeah.
It was in beta before then.
Yeah.
I have Unreal, or I had beta Unreal Engine 5. So if we had it, they definitely had that shit. So that's what I'm saying.
Also,
So
we
then
gotta remember how long in the making was this game for the last 5 years. So then let's just assume they were using Unreal Engine 4, right? And then they're basically almost done with it when Unreal Engine 5 is in beta, and then they're like, "Well, wait, shoot, darn it! You know what, guys? Let's stop what we're doing."
That's what I was thinking.
That's
How
how I'm
that went down.
imagining it.
how long was it in
Bless
beta,
you.
and how long was it accessible?
But we don't have that information. Is the problem? Is what it comes down to.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, we're looking through a window, and the cat moved the curtains a little bit, right? So, but I like the transparency already. I as far as the game, I'm Dustin and I have been, I can't tell you how many times I'm like, what was that game again? Where they're in Victorian outfits and the dinosaurs, and then we have to Google, and like it's on my watch list. I have been waiting for this, and I'm so stoked. And yeah, so I'm happy to wait, and I appreciate them doing that, because a lot of times when they say, oh, the game is remastered and it's better than it was before, it's just a little bit of a visual difference, right?
I don't like those. Yeah.
I think that if they're going to go in and really do this, they're starting from step one, and it's not just going to be, oh, well, there's a tiny visual difference. No. Like, they're going to really make this something, and that's what I'm excited for.
Look at it this way. At least it's not going to be like a Skull and Bones kind of situation.
Oh my God.
that years later. And it hasn't even come out yet.
Nope. They say it's coming.
No.
They say it's coming
I keep seeing
November.
commercials for it, and Dustin's like, this looks cool. I'm like, we have a pirate game, sir.
Yeah, apparently
Did they set a date? Did they set a date for
this year? They set a date for this year in November, but I don't know the exact date. But at this point in time, it's more like I'll see it to believe it. So even they can say whatever date.
Come out
4 years ago.
No, this was supposed to come out 4 years ago.
Oh, this one, I don't know.
Skull and Bones was not this one.
I meant Skull and Bones was coming out 4 years ago.
I was talking about this. Did they set a date, or they just said
early
next
access?
Year?
I believe was supposed to happen in the next couple of weeks of this year. The early access launch. They have now pushed it to 2023 so that it'll be on the Unreal Engine 5. Because I signed up for early access. I know I told you to, and I signed Dust up. So whether he liked it or not. But Dust does say something interesting. He said, one thing to keep in mind, though, the game is made by an indie game development group, not Inflection. So it is entirely possible that they did not have special commercial access to the prior to the public beta. So they have 0 games on their list, right? So we also have to take that into consideration. And,
that is crazy. I did not realize that. I thought this was it looks like a AAA game.
Right?
It looks very good. It looks very good.
That's a good point. Dang. So I wonder if there's beta access. Sorry.
No, I mean, we'll see. Well, I guess it's a matter of just wait and see. It's going to be next year. So we'll see. We'll definitely see.
That's going to be dope.
Yeah. God, well, good one. So we'll see the hype on. So we hopefully don't forget about this one in the tracks of several hundreds other games. Right, folks. Thank you for listening to episode number 144 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will be back again next Friday at the same time. But if you did miss out on this episode, that is perfectly all right. We release it on all podcast services on the beginning of each and every week. So you can check us out there on Google Podcast, Stitcher Radio, Apple, Podbean, what have you. So there is absolutely no reason to miss out on our sexy voices.
WWWB.
you.
So, guys, we'll be back again next week, but be sure, go check out our other podcast, Pop Culture Gems. We talked to voice actor Bryson Bogus, who does Bell Crannel from what's it called? Is It Wrong to Pick Up Chicks in the Dungeon? And from that one volleyball anime Haiku. It was actually really cool, from really cool dude. So go check that out on Pop Culture Gems. But once again, this is Davis, Lex, and Smitty signing off. Y'all, take it easy.